I've realised right in this very second that there are no fresh eyes with these things. I can't walk away and come back. You know, it's one sitting and done. I felt myself slowly drifting off halfway through, settling. And obviously when you started something, you end up in a place where you weren't set originally. You know, the anchor points of where I was looking just slowly go. But all those things I am accepting in these. There was a few points during it that I thought it was done and I was prepared to walk away, and then you make one more little mark and then it goes again, and then you have to bring it back, which I have found with all the other portraits that I've done. I do bioenergetic breathing, and I noticed with that, after my heart rate comes down, I end up getting really cold, but not in like a temperature wise, but like internally cold. And that's what's happened with this as well. I think I've settled my heart rate, and like I can feel the inside of me is cold. And normally with the breathing, I end up shaking it out, and then I warm up again. Like I just accept the cold. I don't think I got through to that point in this setting, but it's an interesting thing that I've felt both those two things. The new pastels, these things still smell. They're very thick in the areas in which I've used them. I did end up painting a lot more than what I thought I was going to do. And the terps and everything, which I just put on this little stool so I could access it. And I can't even see if I'm in the pot properly. I ended up going back to the original pastels for the drawing of this. It'd be a little more accurate and draw in there. Whereas the new ones, I was starting to take off as much as I was putting on. My favourite parts are this hand and this hand. I would like to push this pose a little more. I think it's going to be very challenging for me to push that, just because I have to look at myself. So I don't know whether or not these are always going to be looking, or if I can look at myself out of the corner of my eye, or I don't know. I think maybe the fact that they're done through a mirror, which I think is the most important thing out of all this, to be honest. I can't do these from photograph. They become something very, very different. But all of this thing's flaws are what makes it. And I think that's the point of this as well, isn't it? To expose all aspects of me. Possible flaws. I'm not saying there are flaws of me. We're going to pretend that I am a perfect person. But for me to expose all those things through these self-portraits, the act of doing mirror self-portraits, and maybe not put my hand up for so long because my hand went dead a few times.